Recently, a professor of economics at the University of Alaska failed an entire class. Apparently, the class was the first time he saw an entire class kind of unanimously argued that socialism would work and would benefit everyone. No one would be rich, no one would be poor, but everyone would be happier. So the professor said, well, let's try something. Instead of grading everyone on their own performance, let's average it out. So no one will get A's, but no one will fail. The students agreed. So they took their first test, averaged out to C's. The people that got A's were a little upset, but everyone was pretty much happy with it. Okay, so throughout the semester, they continued doing this. However, the grades continued to decline until they were averaging D's and F's, and the class ended up failing. Why did this happen? Well, the students that were high performers no longer saw a need to study so much. They weren't going to get rewarded with it. They were not going to get an A for it, so why study so much? Same with the students that were getting B's. They studied a little less. Same for the students that were getting C's. And the students who were getting D's stopped studying altogether. This is a good example of how things can work on a larger scale. And I'm not saying this is, gospel. However, it highlights a shift in the mentality of students and society as a whole, where people, it's kind of anti-capitalism. It's anti-competition. Nobody wants to really get out there and grind. And the shift worries me when it comes to the future of our country here in the United States. Government, I'm not saying government should be run like a business, of course, because a government that's run like a business does not serve its people properly. And it becomes like Nazi Germany, They kill off the sick and the mentally impaired, start, conquering other countries and stuff like that. So we don't want that. However, the government, the more it becomes bloated, the less it performs well. And a government is kind of like a tumor in that sense, that the more you feed it, the individuals within government are always going to seek to expand their power and raise their salaries. So you have to have a very well-defined government, which is something the founding fathers tried to do. But lately, I just see this government constantly expanding its reach, and you need an outside force to keep that in check. Politicians these days, it's no longer about results, right? In politics, I feel it's more about blaming everyone else and how well you can blame other people on the mistakes the government has made, so that everyone kind of is like, oh, well, you know what, let's give this guy a try. He's the only one that hasn't messed up yet, instead of actually having a good plan and proven results. And this is very frustrating. And when it comes, I'm not someone who says, we don't need government to provide healthcare or to manage healthcare. Whatever you want to put in there, you want everybody to have free healthcare, that's fine. But you need to define the powers of the government and keep them in that box. Government should be as small as possible, and free market should rule, so that there's competition, healthy competition. Those are the things that made America great, is people coming to the United States with hustle and having the opportunity to do so. And it's becoming more and more difficult. And it seems like the United States is going through this cycle that other countries have gone through, that eventually, fall into this socialist mess. And that kind of worries me as a small business owner. So anyway, tell me, guys, what do you think about that professor, and what do you think about socialism? What do you think this wider kind of mentality of, everybody getting something for free, and how that's going to pan out in the future? Thank you guys for watching. As always, buy red and sell green.